It has been a difficult time for our country, in particular, Black people in our country.
This is NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell.
We, the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of Black people.
Putting out a video statement.
We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest.
It seems admitting he was wrong.
We, the National Football League, believe Black lives matter. I personally protest with you and want to be part of the much needed change in this country.
Better late than never.
We are listening. I am listening. And I will be reaching out to players who have raised their voices and others on how we can improve and go forward.
But I don't see it how some do.
For a better and more united NFL family.
You see, Roger Goodell saw the fallout of Drew Brees, the punishment he took for a faux stance, the ridicule he suffered. Brees, on his fourth try, finally admitted fault by shading President Trump. Here's why I just don't believe Roger Goodell's statement. Per testimony from Dolphins owner Stephen Ross, a Trump guy, the commissioner was influenced by Trump's comments. Goodell allowed NFL.com to run Trump's sentiments on Colin Kaepernick. Thus, he said, like many of our fans, we believe that everyone should stand for the national anthem. It's an important moment in our game. We want to honor our flag and our country, and our fans expect that of us. He even called kneeling protesters a controversy. Legal analyst Michael McCann of Sports Illustrated wrote, owners were fearful about the capacity and willingness of Donald Trump, an ardent critic of Cap and of other players kneeling, to damage the league's business and legal interests. Alas, when Trump threatened to change the NFL's tax law, i.e. the public tax breaks and incentives the teams received, Goodell folded and gave in to the president. In a closed-door meeting, the owners were intent on finding a way to avoid Trump's continued criticism. One way of doing this? When Donald Trump made Colin Kaepernick a target, they abetted his demise from the National Football League when text messages, witness testimony, and related evidence were pending to see the light of day in Cap's collusion case. The NFL quickly settled to keep it quiet. Now, in the court of public opinion, judgment has swayed in Cap's favor. Millions of Americans are marching. Donald Trump's approval rating continues to hit a historic low, not for his presidency, but any president. And Roger Goodell, seeing this as an opportunity, jump ship. He's done this before. Y'all just haven't paid attention to it. When Colin Kaepernick's name continually came up, the NFL tried another PR stunt. They paraded Roger Goodell in Atlanta. At the Super Bowl, they trotted out Bernice King and John Lewis. They still whiteballed Colin Kaepernick's employment, but you get the picture. When Ray Rice struck his then-fiancée Janae Palmer, Roger Goodell did not demand to see the tape and suspended Rice for 2 games. When TMZ obtained and posted the video, the world watched in horror at Goodell's meh attitude. The fans and non-fans shunned him. He admitted it, but then did this. When the NFL faced a PR crisis, they hired No More, a sham company the NFL created to deal with the backlash, to say, aha, we are doing something about this. Look at these anti-domestic violence products we created. As a matter of fact, no one knew where the funding went to, and no one associated with this brand had any idea whether or not No More actually does anything tangible for groups fighting domestic violence and sexual assaults. Winning in the court of public opinion, very important for Roger Goodell. When the evidence mounted of Cap's whiteballing, they wanted to show they cared.
I think we past kneeling.
Hiring Jay-Z and attempting to rewrite the blind eye history of their actions. Inspire Change was that movement. A promotion of, for example, Meghan Trainor concerts and a both sides middle ground message. Of course, as we've seen, there is no middle ground to police brutality and systemic racism. When more calls came for Colin Kaepernick to get signed, Goodell orchestrated a sham workout.
So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running from the truth, stop running from the people.
Why? Because of the public blowback they received of their whiteballing. The commissioner claims to be against racism, but his actions speak louder than a video statement. Offensive coordinator is the primo position to then become a head coach. Since 2009, 40% of head coaches left an OC position in the NFL. In 2009, 9% of OCs were minorities. The 2018-19 season saw that number hit 3%. The Institute for Diversity and Ethics in Sports saw the NFL score their lowest point total for racial hiring in the past 15 years. You want to reach Roger Goodell? It has nothing to do with the compass of morality. It has to do with the court of public opinion. Hand in hand, the dollars he stands to lose. So he can take this apology and shove it. It's nice to know we were right all along by those who chose silencing black voices and complicitly selecting oppression over human rights.